Shane Peter, and today we're going to be reviewing Nectar #1. Alright, so the comic takes place in Salem, Massachusetts in 1837. First scene of the book, like this butterfly is flying around the graveyard and lands on this bell, and it seems to be connected to a casket that's buried underground. It begins to ring a lot, and it awakes the graveyard caretaker. I guess he trips him out and he starts running to the bell and he begins to start digging this grave. And when he opens up the casket, a woman is revealed and a shit ton of butterflies just start flying out the woman's torso. It's pretty fucking wild. He says, "Lord, please help me save this woman," and runs away while all the butterflies start flying into the sky. It was fucking crazy. It's a crazy scene. A few days later, we're introduced to Dr. Amos, the town's doctor. He's helping his kid that's sick, and when he's done with his appointment, he walks outside and he sees one of the butterflies flying around. He's attracted to it and wants to add it to his butterfly collection because bro has a collection of butterflies. It's no big deal. Just what guys do. As he's trying to catch it, gets away, of course, and he gets upset about that. And then the scene cuts to these two girls walking, and they encounter the same similar butterfly, and it lands on one of the girl's fingers, and then it bites her. And she's telling the other girl, her friend, that this butterfly bit me, and she's like, "Butterflies don't bite." And it's like, okay, well, this one did bite me, and she shows like her finger is bleeding and shit. So they're like, we need to go to Dr. Amos so you have this checked out and stuff. So they make their way to Dr. Amos and stuff. So it cuts back to Dr. Amos, and he's starting, staring into the, to the sky and shit, doing the deep thoughts and shit, as they do in the 1800s. And I guess he's thinking about life. And then his shawty, pops up out of nowhere. It's his girl, I guess. And as they're, talking, flirting and shit, like they look into the sky, and it's like a bunch of butterflies just like in the distance, and looks like it's making its way to the town. It's kind of crazy. And they're just chilling there and near the cliff and shit. She's talking about this painting that she did that's a rendition of an apocalypse and stuff. So as they're talking, flirting, they're talking about the painting, about the apocalypse, and as they were trying to get into it more, the two girls come out of nowhere, and cop blocked, of course, and and then they talked about how the butterfly bit her, and and the doctor was just letting her know too, as well, as her friend said, like, "Oh yeah, butterflies don't bite." But when Dr. Amos was picking at her bite, he pulled out like this little, it looked like a little tooth or some shit like that, that came from the butterfly. So that was pretty crazy. So I think the butterfly had teeth, I guess. I don't know, but it's wild. He shows them, the two girls, his butterfly collection. He's like, "Do you see any of the butterflies that bit you in my collection?" And they're like, "No, it's not none of that." And then they start to describe what the butterfly looked like, and it was the same butterfly that Dr. Amos saw earlier in that night. And then so the girl starts explaining how the butterfly looks and everything, and she starts getting excited and starts dancing and shit. And the doctor's like, "All right, you girls start tripping and shit, so I'm gonna patch you up, send you on your way." So after the doctor did all that, it cuts to another scene of a random shirtless dude fucking chopping wood, and right, because it's just weird. And then like he gets bit by a fucking butterfly, and it's just wild. And then it cuts back to the two girls, and they're like dancing in some building and shit. At it's a little late, but the girl that got bit, she cannot stop dancing, and the other girl's like, "I'm tired, man. I can't keep fucking dancing with you and shit." So she like keeps dancing. She's like, "I can't stop." So I guess the butterfly bite is like fucking with her and shit. So it's pretty crazy. And then cuts to the scene with Dr. Amos, and he just got done, tapping with Shorty, tapping that thing up, if you know what I mean, from earlier. And he was upset about her painting because like the way he was portraying, like with the apocalypse being so dark, he was like, even in the apocalypse, everything should have hope, or so some shit like that. He's trying to portray to her and stuff. And when he was trying to explain it to her, there's like ticking noise at the window. So he's like, "What the hell is that?" So he gets up and he goes to check what it is. And as he opens up the window, it's a shit ton of butterflies. So yeah, it's pretty wild. And that is the end of the story. That is the Nectar number one. Um, it's interesting. It's definitely a different story than I ever read before. Really interested to see what the hell's going on with all these butterflies and how's it affecting if you get bit by it, like the girl can stop dancing. The graveyard keeper guy about the woman that pretty much like where all the butterflies came from was their torso because that was fucking crazy. So there's a lot of questions that I'm really interested in the story to keep reading. Um, yeah, it's pretty good. Honestly, it feels really original to me. I haven't read anything like this before, so definitely interested to see what is number two is gonna bring. 1 through 10, I give this book a solid 8. Really good. You guys, pick it up, give it a read, and let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys later. All right, peace.